Mexico. The country that gave the world corn, chocolate, vanilla, and the chili pepper, then spent 3,000 years perfecting what to do with them. Its cuisine is one of the very few UNESCO recognizes as a cultural treasure of humanity, built on indigenous kitchens older than the Aztecs and street stalls that never seem to close. Here are the 10 dishes you need to try when you visit. Number 10. Guacamole. Ripe avocado mashed right in a molcajete, the rough volcanic stone bowl that gives it a texture no blender can copy, with lime, white onion, cilantro, and a little serrano chile. The Aztecs were making a version of this centuries before the Spanish arrived. The name comes from the Nahuatl word, ahuacamole. The best versions show real restraint. When the avocado is that ripe and buttery, everything else just stays out of its way. It lands on the table first, alongside warm totopos, fried tortilla chips, at everything from taquerias to Sunday family lunches. A daily fixture, not a special occasion dish. Number 9. Elote. Corn on the cob, boiled or charred over coals, then slathered with mayonnaise, rolled in crumbly cottage cheese, dusted with chili powder, and finished with a squeeze of lime. Sweet, salty, tangy, and gloriously messy. Exactly as intended. Corn is the backbone of Mexican cooking, and elote is corn at its most direct. No plate, no cutlery, just a stick and your appetite. An evening street snack from carts you'll often hear before you see. Listen for the vendor's bell. Prefer it off the cob? Ask for esquites, the same flavors served in a cup with a spoon. Number 8. Chilaquiles. Crisp fried tortilla triangles drowned in warm salsa. Green or red, pick a side. Then topped with crema, crumbled cheese, onion, and usually a fried egg or shredded chicken. The chips soften at the edges while keeping a little bite in the middle. Timing is everything. Mexico's beloved breakfast and its most trusted hangover cure. Locals will argue salsa verde versus roja, green or red, with genuine conviction. A morning dish through and through, served at fondas, small, family-run lunch counters, and in home kitchens across the country. Show up before noon or miss out. Number 7. Tamales. Corn masa beaten until fluffy, wrapped around fillings like chicken in green salsa or pork in red chile, then steamed inside a corn husk or banana leaf. Unwrapping one at the table is half the pleasure. They date back thousands of years across Mesoamerica. Every region has its own. Oaxaca's are flat and banana leaf wrapped. Mexico City's tall and husked. So no two states hand you the same tamal. A breakfast staple from street corner steamers. In Mexico City, locals stuff one into a bread roll and call it a guajolota. Here's how seriously Mexico takes tamales. On January 6th, families share a cake with a tiny baby figurine baked inside. Whoever finds it owes everyone tamales a month later. That's February 2nd, and the whole country honors it. Number 6. Enchiladas. Corn tortillas dipped in chili sauce, rolled around shredded chicken or cheese, and finished with crema, raw onion, and a shower of crumbled queso fresco. The name literally means chili. The tortilla takes a bath in the sauce before anything else happens. Forget the heavy cheese-buried versions served abroad. In Mexico, the tortilla stays soft, the sauce leads, and the toppings stay light. Everyday lunch and dinner food, equally at home in a sit-down restaurant or a grandmother's kitchen. And if you see enchiladas suizas on a menu, order them. They arrive drowned in a creamy green tomatillo sauce. Number 5. Pozole. A deep bowl of hominy. Corn kernels treated with lime until they bloom into chewy, popcorn-scented pearls. Simmered for hours with pork in a red, green, or white broth. You dress it yourself at the table. Shredded lettuce, radish, oregano, lime, and a tostado on the side. One of the oldest dishes still on Mexican tables, cooked long before the Spanish arrived. That build-your-own garnish ritual makes every bowl personal. A weekend and celebration dish more than a weekday one, and on September 15th, the eve of Independence Day, half the country seems to be eating it. Look for pozolerias, restaurants that serve almost nothing else. Number 4. Chiles en Nogada. A roasted poblano chile stuffed with pork, apple, pear, and peach, cloaked in a chilled walnut cream sauce and scattered with pomegranate seeds. Warm filling, cold sauce, sweet against savory. On paper, it shouldn't work, and then it absolutely does. Green chile, white sauce, red pomegranate, the colors of the Mexican flag on a plate, and Puebla's proudest creation. Tradition holds that nuns in Puebla created it in 1821 to honor Agustín de Iturbide, fresh from securing Mexico's independence. Strictly seasonal, it appears in restaurants only from roughly late July through September, when fresh walnuts and pomegranates overlap. Plenty of Mexicans plan trips to Puebla around it. Number 3. Cochinita Pibil. Yucatan's slow-roasted pork, rubbed with brick-red achiote paste and bitter orange juice, wrapped in banana leaves, and cooked until it collapses at the touch of a fork. Pibil comes from the Maya word for a pit oven. Traditionally, this pork is buried and cooked underground. The achiote stains everything a glowing orange and tastes earthy and gently peppery. Pickled red onions and fierce habanero salsa cut straight through the richness. In the Yucatan, it's a weekend ritual, Sunday morning especially, piled into tacos and tortas at markets and street stands. Elsewhere in Mexico, you'll find it on taqueria menus year-round. Number 2. Mole Poblano. Puebla's legendary sauce, more than 20 ingredients, from dried chilies, nuts, and seeds to a touch of chocolate, ground and simmered into something dark, glossy, and impossible to pin down, usually draped over chicken or turkey with a scatter of sesame seeds. No single flavor wins. Smoke, fruit, warmth, and bitterness keep trading places with every bite. Families guard their recipes across generations. Oaxaca, Puebla's great mole rival, claims 7 distinct moles of its own, and locals from both states will happily tell you theirs is the real one. Celebration food above all, weddings, baptisms, birthdays, made in enormous pots that take a full day. Restaurants across Puebla and Oaxaca serve it daily, so visitors don't need an invitation. And number 1, of course you knew it was going to be this. Tacos al pastor, thin-shaved pork, marinated in chilies and achiote, stacked on a vertical spit called a trompo and roasted beside an open flame, with a whole pineapple perched on top. The taquero carves the crisp outer edges straight onto a small corn tortilla. That vertical spit arrived with Lebanese immigrants in the early 20th century. Al pastor is Mexico's brilliant reinvention of shawarma. Watch a skilled taquero flick a sliver of pineapple off the top of the spit and catch it on the taco mid-air. Cilantro, onion, salsa, nothing else needed. A night food. Trompas fire up in the evening, and the busiest street stands stay packed past midnight all over the country. Order 2 or 3. One is never enough. And that's Mexico in 10 dishes, though anyone who's been will tell you 10 barely scratches the surface. Did we skip your favorite? Birria fans, we see you. Make your case in the comments. If this made you hungry, give the video a like and subscribe for a new country's top 10 every week. Buen provecho!